Hi, everybody. Thanks for taking a few moments to watch this video. We are really trying to provide as much support to our Bridges Out of Poverty certified trainers as we can. And we sometimes get questions about the Bridges institutional lens and readiness factors around that. What's it all about? When is my organization ready? At what point should I introduce them to the institutional lens? Should I include other organizations? And so we thought that we would create a small tutorial for you to help you in assessing whether or not your organization is ready. So remember, first and foremost, that you will have trained your organization entirely in the Bridges individual lens. You will have gone over the resources, the 11 essential resources for stability, what the causation and complexity of poverty. You will have created mental models and looked at and analyzed the difference between a day in the life of the different continuum of economic environments. You will have explored the hidden rules, and people will be having so many aha moments. You'll be talking about tools to improve communication based upon our language register. You'll also be going over how to help build social capital and family support systems. And then, of course, we end our day with core constructs of Bridges, as well as tools and strategies and coaching tips and tricks for your audience. Now, whether they are frontline or whether they are leaders, everyone needs to have gone through that individual lens so that you've had those aha moments. You've thought about your own societal lens. You've really applied the learning from the individual lens, and you're ready. So sometimes after it might take, a little bit before you're actually using all of the tools or most of the tools that are trained on, really applying the learning, changing the way you have conversations, and really meeting people where they're at. Whether you are a leader and it's some of your staff, whether or not you are frontline and working with individuals in the community, or whether or not you're first point of contact for your individual, or whether you're a board member, whatever role you're in, that you've had those internal individual aha moments and you're applying the learning from the individual lens. Once that has happened, there really is no turning back. Then you're ready for institutional changes. You're ready to start looking at your organization. You're ready to start looking at your client life cycle and all the steps that they go through. You're looking at retrofitting your organization using the Bridges lens, but we have to have the magic happening at that individual lens first. So one of the prerequisites to the Bridges institutional lens to be ready for your organization to be ready for the training and all of the application at the institutional level or the organizational level, and to give you the best possible results, is that all staff, leaders, board members, everybody in the organization has been trained in that individual lens. I can't say that enough. And that there are conversations happening about how to best use that lens. You're kind of talking like, now what? All levels are understanding their own societal lens and the lens of others. And now we're saying, okay, now what? We're ready to start to go the next level with this. We're seeing improved relationships. We're seeing improved engagement with the people we're serving. We're seeing improved staff morale, and we're ready to start to apply the institutional lens. So you want to have leadership support. You want to make sure that your leadership understands the importance of the Bridges individual lens, and that they are in support of continuous improvement using a model that might be new for your organization. So you've got an open growth mindset, and your leadership is open to hearing staff and client views. That information is going both ways. You'll remember in the individual lens that we talk about same size circles, mutually respectful relationships. The flow of information is going both ways. That is core construct number 4 in the individual lens. So you've started to see that happening. And then you're showing a willingness to start to make changes based on the input from staff or clients. You really are making deposits to the relationship bank as an organization in being open and receptive to feedback, not with responding with defensiveness, but responding with a growth mindset, with responding with, okay, let's look at it a different way. And that's hard sometimes for organizations. So there's an understanding that we are building rapport with clients first and foremost, and that leaders are changing rapport with staff in order to improve the outcomes at the organizational level. There's this foundational understanding that Bridges is a relational model all around. So your leadership are invested, and they're invested and interested in continuous improvement, and the staff are on board and feel heard and feel valued. Now, that's a difficult thing to achieve. So sometimes you might be partially the way there, but at least there's a momentum, and some of these things that I'm mentioning are underway. There's a desire at the very least. There's a growth mindset. And at the very least, everybody's been trained in the Bridges individual lens and are applying that learning. So conversations have been happening around what tools are you using, what resources are you building, etc. Now, if you've checked off most of those boxes, then you're well on your way. If you've checked off some of them, you might be ready to start to dive into the institutional lens. And so, then you can start to, what I love about this lens is that you can piece it, you can start to do pieces of it. You don't have to do it all in a full day. It can seem really overwhelming. And so you want to provide opportunities to be looking through the eyes and the lens of your organization with that continuous improvement mindset and ready to change policies, programs, procedures, engagement processes, marketing material, the language of your organization and your paperwork, etc. And you're really adopting and ready to adopt transformational work with our community members. So once you are ready for the institutional lens, you'd be amazed at how much you can really start to improve not only your relationships from the individual lens, but now start to improve your outcomes and engagement and participation and attendance by both staff and the community members that we are serving. So hopefully this tutorial is helpful for you to start to embark on a readiness checklist. There's lots of information for trainers to be able to start to take those steps. We just want to make sure that we're supporting you as best as we can to prepare for the institutional lens. And it all starts with that individual lens. So good luck, and thanks for the work that you do.